At Marshall's, our buyers go to great lengths to find you great deals on great quality products. It's great. Everything here is great. We get the deals, you get the good stuff. Marshall's.
Okay, everyone. Our mission is to provide complete balanced nutrition for strength and energy.
Ensure with 27 vitamins and minerals, nutrients for immune health, and Ensure Complete with 30 grams of protein.
I'm out there getting ready, you know?
Oh, we know, Usher. Now that the Grammys are over, it's full steam ahead to all things Super Bowl 58. And starting Wednesday, we've got a new residency.
You better believe it. Entertainment Tonight, along with CBS Sports, CBS News, and your favorites in daytime, will all be broadcasting from the iconic Bellagio fountains leading up to the big game airing live February.
Happening now.
The trial of a man charged with intoxication manslaughter continues. Coming up, why the defense is telling the jury that the state is blaming the wrong man.
Our weather pattern will soon become a little unsettled later this week with a return of some rain chances. We'll get into that and talk about it in just a bit.
And victims of near drownings experience a condition called locked in. Some groundbreaking new medical research is changing the way those victims are treated. The News at 5 starts right now. And first at 5, he is accused of driving drunk and causing a deadly accident. But his attorneys say it was the other driver's fault, and that person was the one under the influence.
Erica Hernandez takes you inside the courtroom where defense attorneys argue the wrong man is on trial.
Made statements at the hospital that would suggest that he thought he was responsible for the accident.
Defense attorney Gary Hillier is talking about an accident that happened at 2 a.m. on March 13, 2022, at the intersection of Highway 151 and Petrenko. Fabian Lopez is accused of causing a deadly crash that killed Robert Anthony Gutierrez. Last week, a witness told the jury she saw Lopez run a red light, hitting the car Gutierrez was a passenger in. While Lopez was charged with intoxication manslaughter, the defense is saying the man that was driving the car Gutierrez was in is the one at fault. That driver, the defense says, was 3 times the legal limit and was heard claiming responsibility to hospital staff.
The evidence is going to show this is what he told the staff, that he and his friend were drinking at a bar before and he can't remember the events leading up to the crash.
The defense also put up an expert witness to say that the blood draw had many inaccuracies.
My professional opinion is that the blood alcohol analysis in this case is not reliable, and because of multiple reasons.
Defense expert witness Dr. Zachariah Hildenbrand says there is no proof of how the blood sample was stored and maintained. Also, that the machine used by the DPS lab in Austin hadn't had the appropriate maintenance done to it since 2017, which he says makes all blood samples analyzed there invalid.
There's serious concerns with all their testing.
Closing arguments in this case are expected Tuesday morning. If found guilty, Lopez faces 2 to 20 years in prison. Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
New at 5, San Antonio police have released the name of a man they say fired at 5 officers who responded to a family disturbance call this weekend. The suspect in this case is 35-year-old Isaac Gutierrez. This happened Friday night at a home near West Malone Avenue and Zarzamora Street. Investigators say when officers got there, Gutierrez stood in a doorway holding a gun. Police Chief William McManus says that officers tried negotiating with him, but they say Gutierrez raised the gun and fired a round. That's when police fired back. Gutierrez was hit multiple times. Police say that he was taken to a hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. He was also booked for aggravated assault against a public servant and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
A gunman still on the street this evening after police say he shot a man twice in the stomach. That man at last check in critical condition. The shooting happened in the Greenbelt behind a shopping center on Evers Road near Loop 410 on the northwest side. Officers tell us the victim was actually in a tent with a woman in that green space. He was apparently living there. That's when another man approached them. And after a brief confrontation, police say he shot the victim and ran off. That woman was not hurt.
Another man is recovering after he was clipped by a car just after 1 a.m. on historic old Highway 90. The driver kept on going. Police say a man and woman were walking down the road there when a car hit the man and he was tossed into a grassy area next to the street. He was taken to a hospital with some serious injuries. So far, there is no description of the suspect or the car that they were driving. All right, it's about that time. The dirt is down. It's all in place for the start of the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo. More than 2 tons of dirt was trucked inside the Frost Bank Center this morning. Cowboys, cowgirls, and bulls from all across Texas and the world will be kicking up that dirt for more than 2 weeks. And the dirt is actually part of the legacy of the rodeo. This dirt was first purchased in 1988 near Charlotte, and it is reused every single year. This year's rodeo starts on Thursday.
Near Charlotte, Texas, not North Carolina, just in case you're wondering. The rodeo runs through February 25th. To make sure you don't miss out on the fun, head to KSAT.com. There you're going to find your detailed guide to the times and lineups of stock shows and rodeo performances. You'll also see a map of the grounds of Freeman Coliseum and the Frost Bank Center, including where to park. Might be the most important part of that map. Plus, you're going to find out freebies and other promotions. Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley getting more vocal in her attacks on former President Donald Trump. She says he is too old, too confused, too chaotic, and too tantrum prone to be president. She even made an appearance on Saturday Night Live this weekend, taking digs at her former boss.
Our Washington correspondent Julia Benbrook is live at the White House with the latest on Haley's fight to stay in this race. Julia.
Well, after months of kind of dancing around former President Donald Trump's character concerns and legal issues, his former UN ambassador and presidential opponent, Nikki Haley, is ramping up her attacks on the former president. This takes place as both candidates are preparing for the presidential primary in Haley's home state of South Carolina later this month.
Former President Donald Trump doesn't stray away from criticizing his challengers.
Who the hell was the imposter that went up on the stage? And when I watched her in the fancy dress, that probably wasn't so fancy.
His last Republican opponent standing, former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley, has long avoided taking Trump head on. But in recent weeks, she's been turning up the heat.
He's made it chaotic. He's made it self-absorbed. He's made people dislike and judge each other.
Over the weekend, Haley made a surprise appearance on Saturday Night Live, questioning why the former president won't join her on a debate stage and highlighting the frontrunner's age and recent gaffes.
Are you doing okay, Donald? You might need a mental competency test.
This comes as both candidates campaign in Haley's home state of South Carolina. While she faces calls to drop out of the race, Trump faces an array of legal issues.
They want me to get out of the race because he's got to raise money for his legal fees.
Recent polls have shown that Trump still holds a commanding lead in South Carolina.
And when asked about that polling directly, Haley said that she's in this race for the long haul. Reporting live at the White House, Julia Benbrook, KSAT 12 News.
So, Julia, despite Trump's big wins in Iowa and New Hampshire and strong poll numbers heading into South Carolina, Haley has brought in some big numbers last month as well, fundraising over $16 million. So what does that tell us about the race?
It tells us that even though Haley's path to the White House isn't as clear after Trump's big wins in Iowa and in New Hampshire, that she still has that financial backing to continue on. According to her team, this was the best fundraising month to date. They brought in $16.5 million, and they say that of that, $11.7 million was from grassroots donations.
Yeah, that's why she's staying in the race. She has the money to do so. One argument that Nikki Haley's made throughout the campaign is that she believes she has a better chance to beat President Joe Biden. How is she backing up that claim?
Well, that is a key talking point for her on the trail. She says, look toward the general election. And there are poll numbers to back up that claim. In fact, CNN came out with a new poll looking at a hypothetical matchup in November, and it showed Trump narrowly beating Biden, but it showed Haley with a commanding win. In fact, those numbers had Haley with 52% of the vote and Biden with 39% of the vote in a hypothetical general election matchup.
Julia Benbrook reporting live from the White House. Thank you, Julia. Other news making headlines at this hour. King Charles III has been diagnosed with cancer. Buckingham Palace making that announcement this afternoon, our time today. The royal source says it is not prostate cancer, but did not elaborate as to what type of cancer the monarch has. He will be stepping back from his public duties while he undergoes treatment. CNN reporting that Prince Harry did speak with his father, citing a statement released by the Duke of Sussex. According to that statement, Prince Harry will be traveling to the UK in the coming days.
The U.S. Senate's border security and foreign aid bill would earmark $20 billion in resources to the border. The bill, released last night, has bipartisan support from top leaders of both parties. The legislation calls for giving President Joe Biden more power to restrict migrant crossings, especially during surges. It also contains support for Ukraine and Israel. But House Speaker Mike Johnson still opposes the $118 billion package, saying he'll only support stricter legislation that meets all GOP demands. Besides Johnson, the proposed bill could potentially struggle to pass in the U.S. House.
Let's check out TransGuide right now. We're going to go to 37 and Jones. This is near downtown, and you can see a number of police cruisers as well as a fire truck that's blocking off what looks like it's an accident on the inside lanes there. Traffic down to just 2 lanes, and it's really affecting traffic in both directions as people slow down to see exactly what's happening. Again, does not look like it's a major accident, but it's causing a major headache. This is I-37 at Jones Avenue.
And we broke free from those morning clouds, a lot of sunshine that allowed us to warm up to 66 for the high, which is exactly average for today. Now, the low temperature was 7 degrees above average at 50 degrees. We're going to have more cool mornings and comfortable afternoons for a few more days. Then our pattern shifts. 69 in Del Rio and Eagle Pass right now, comfortable 68 Floresville, Panna Maria 67, very similar temperatures, 64 Bulverde and Mico now at 65 degrees. We'll be cooling pretty efficiently this evening. By 9 o'clock, we're at 53 degrees, and then by midnight, we dip down into the 40s, and that's where we're going to start the day tomorrow. We'll talk about some changes in our weather pattern that are going to make it a little unsettled and some things you have to plan around coming up, Myra.
All right, thanks, Adam. Still ahead in an instant, a child fell into a pool, changing his life and the life of his family forever. How that one moment has led to some groundbreaking medical research that's happening right here that will honor the life he lived and help save others in the future. Here's a look at what we're working on for the news at 6 o'clock today. A brand new partnership between Haven for Hope and a nonprofit pharmacy is allowing clients to get free prescription medication. Tonight, you'll see in real time how this need being met transformed a woman's life. Plus is ready to work, ready for a change. One city councilman thinks so. Why he doesn't think the city's job training program is living up to its expectations and how he thinks the city should shift its tactics. All that and more today on the news at 6.
The name of a local young man who spent nearly his entire life locked in a wheelchair will be remembered forever by survivors of near drownings. Conrad Tullis died almost 2 years ago, but now will have the condition he suffered from bearing his name.
Ursula Perry with what Conrad syndrome is and why the groundbreaking medical research that he started may save kids at the scene of an accident from being locked in darkness.
Conrad Tullis was a normal 17-month-old baby. He fell into a pool, and his life and that of his family changed forever. Emergency medical personnel did everything according to the book, but now that book is changing.
But then he smiled.
The new book is entitled Conrad Syndrome, a new name for a little understood condition. Instead of a vegetative state, researchers were able to see that near drowning victims like Conrad had awake, active minds. They were locked in, unable to move or speak, but are aware of their surroundings. Conrad passed away at the age of 20, a lifespan no one could have predicted. He finished high school, and through it all, his brain was being studied at UT Health San Antonio, along with 153 other patients. The team, headed up by neurologist Peter Fox, found 60% of children were classified as locked in by family caregivers. Children admitted to the hospital after non-fatal drownings had better outcomes if their hospital stay required no medical intervention, such as intubation. And if the child was responsive, not in a coma, at admission or at discharge, their outcome turned out better.
I spoke with Conrad's mother, who says the family is incredibly honored to have this syndrome now being referred to as Conrad syndrome, a condition that they tried so hard to bring to light for families all across the country and the world. There's much more to this study at UT Health San Antonio, and you can read about it in pediatric neurology by just going to our website, KSAT.com. Ursula Perry, KSAT 12 News.
Took a while, but those clouds finally got out of the way. We got some sunshine out there today. Adam, how's the rest of the week shaping up?
Rest of the week is going to be fairly quiet, but I do want to point out it's going to be a little unsettled. Not active, but unsettled at times. We'll get into what I mean here in a moment. I do want to point out we will have some cool mornings out there and comfortable afternoons. Notice tomorrow morning we'll start the day right around 40 degrees in outlying areas, but into the afternoon we'll warm up very nicely later in the day and make it up to near 70 degrees. So that's going to be the trend for a couple of days, a couple more days, I should say, with the cool mornings and comfortable afternoons. Then we're talking about foggy mornings starting on Wednesday. That's part of the unsettled weather. And weekend rain chances as well with the shift in our weather pattern. Don't expect much in terms of weekend rain chances. We're talking 20% Friday, then Saturday and Sunday, 30% chance of rain. That's the way it stands right now. So let's talk about our weather pattern, how it's going to shift and how that will influence the rain chances as we get toward the end of the week and into the weekend. Right now, we've got this bump, this ridge in the upper level flow that gives us our sunshine. Beautiful sunny day, comfortable temperatures. Very similar again tomorrow. Notice the activity in the West Coast. Atmospheric river slamming into Southern California. It's basically just a big plume of moisture-laden air that gets pushed on shore, those atmospheric rivers. Anyway, this dip in the upper level flow associated with it, that's going to be sliding eastward a little bit as our ridge breaks down. We're going to get into the pattern that we sometimes see around here of dirty flow because of the wind and this ribbon of moisture and just bits of upper level energy coming in from the Pacific. That's why I call it, it's just kind of messy and dirty. It's got little impulses and ribbons of energy periodically, little ripples in the flow. And that's going to give us those slight rain chances as we get into the upcoming weekend. Let's talk about rainfall. Since February 1st, 0.84 officially at the airport. That's above average by half an inch. And this is the best part since, I know it's early in 2024, but still since January 1st, 7.5 inches, 7.56 to be exact. And that's more than 5 inches above average. For a change, it's nice to be above average in the rainfall department. 65 out there right now, and the dew point's at 45. That's going to be important because temperatures tonight are going to fall pretty close to that dew point temperature. That I think will give us just a lot of dew on the grass in the morning and on, vehicles that are parked outside. The north wind has given us this fairly dry air, but that's going to be changing. And the wind's going to shift around from the Gulf of Mexico. That's going to boost those dewies. Dew points back up closer to 60 later this week by Thursday and Friday. And that little extra moisture in the air, you may feel it a little bit, not a whole lot, but just a little bit. More importantly, that extra moisture in the air is going to give us some foggy mornings for a stretch of days. And that dirty flow up above us coming off the Pacific, that's also going to give us significant cloud cover. So fairly gray for the middle and end of the week. Tomorrow morning, we talked about this, near 40 in outlying areas. So 39 Bulverde, 41 Castroville, 41 Seguin, 41 Poteet, about 43 downtown San Antonio and within 410. By 9 a.m., we're at 50 degrees. Noon, we're already up to 60. So a cool morning for a jacket, a sweatshirt. But by the afternoon, short sleeves just fine. 69 for the high. We'll hit that at 4 p.m. tomorrow. That's 71 in Devine and Floresville. 68 Canyon Lake and Comfort at 68 for the high temperature. Notice those foggy mornings starting on Wednesday. A few hiccups for the morning commutes there every day, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And significant cloud cover as well. But those mornings will get warmer with that added moisture in the air, so we won't have that morning chill anymore.
All right. Thank you, Adam.
All right. The dirt's down at the frost. That means It's time for them to hit the road.
It is time for the rodeo road trip. I believe they're going to leave tomorrow to head out for Miami, where they start the road trip on Wednesday. Now, the big question today at practice following their last session here in town, how is Wemby feeling? Because he's been dealing with some allergies. I mean, they've been really kicking his behind. Plus, the San Antonio Brahmas, their 2024 schedule is out. Coming up.
Those allergies were killing me a little bit.
Rookie Victor Wembanyama is learning all about South Texas allergies in big board sports. The San Antonio Spurs held their final practice this morning before leaving for the 9-game rodeo road trip that starts Wednesday night in Miami. Wemby and the Spurs will play 5 games before breaking for the NBA All-Star Weekend and game, and then close out the trip with 4 more games before coming back home on February 29th. And Wemby is dealing with South Texas allergies like so many of us. They were so bad Saturday night. He didn't take the podium for postgame and instead sat in front of his locker with a hoodie to cover his stuffy nose. Today he was asked how he's feeling.
I mean, the practice was hard, so but yeah, I'm better than before, luckily, because you know, those allergies were killing me a little bit. But it's yeah, I mean, it's for at this point in the season, we're good.
The Spurs will start the rodeo road trip Wednesday night, 6:30 at the Miami Heat. Here's the San Antonio Brahmas taking the field last February for their first ever football game. They're back for year 2, but this time as a member of the United Football League. And today, the league revealed its 2024 regular season schedule. The Brahmas will play 10 regular season games. That's 5 at home and 5 on the road. And they could play a total of 12 if they advance to the UFL title contest. This year, the Brahmas will be led by head coach Wade Phillips, who stopped by KSAT 12 a couple weeks back, where he talked about training at the pod up in the DFW area.
I think it worked out well last year, and now we're used to it. So, you know, we get ready to play, but we still have a home team, and we play here, and I think that's important for us and the fans.
Check out the Brahmas 2024 schedule. Just key dates. Week 1, they'll open the season at home Sunday, March 31st, when the DC Defenders play them at the Alamo Dome at 11 a.m. Week 2 is their first road game, Saturday, April 6th at the Memphis Showboats at 11 in the morning. They'll close out the regular season in Week 10, Saturday, June 1st at the St. Louis Battlehawks. The conference championships are June 8th and 9th, but the UFL championship on Sunday, June 16th. For the Brahmas' complete schedule, you can check out the sports page at KSAT.com.
Some new teams in this league, like the Memphis Showboats.
Yeah, some new blood.
Exactly. Thanks, Larry.
We'll be right back. A couple of things to make you aware of before we go. Highway 90 at I-35, this grassy area we're looking at, it appears as though first responders were just putting out a small grass fire in this area. No flames in this view, but we just saw crews make their way out of the camera view here. So hopefully things in this area all under control at this point.
Absolutely. Let's go to 281 and 410, where you can see there's an accident that looks like it's on 410 itself, down below the ramps from 281. Police on the scene, slowing down traffic there.
Coming up at 6:11, update on how much rain recently fell over our drought-stricken areas and the Guadalupe River, what that flow is like now.
Thanks for watching the news at 5.
See you at 6.